Hey everybody, and welcome back. Been away for a bit, but we're going to get back into making some videos, mostly because I've found a new obsession. Yes, I know I like simulators, Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, American Truck Simulator, all those guys have definitely been in my rotation here, but the last couple of months, I've taken the deep dive into Farming Simulator 2022. It's been out for a few years. Farm Sim 2023 is out right now for a mobile and Nintendo Switch, but it's still kind of the granddaddy game from Giant Software. Close to a year ago, I was playing SnowRunner and a friend recommended Farming Simulator, and I said, there's no way, that sounds like the most boring thing. But he was right. I gave it a shot. Well, thank you to Epic Games for giving away Farming Sim 19 last year. I had picked it up, never installed it, but I like to grab those games because, you know, free. And so I gave it a whirl because I was watching Clarkson Farm, and I was like, let's check this out. So Farming Sim 19, played it for a little bit, put it down, said not for me. Kept thinking about it. Came back later that night, played for several more hours, and then went and bought Farming Sim 2022. Started with the Platinum expansion, and I got all the year passes, and I'm playing through. We've got a community server set up that we're having a lot of fun with. We did a No Man's Land playthrough, and we're on Renaboo map, but if you've never played it, none of that stuff means anything to you. So what is it about this game that's so interesting? Well, it's really just a giant sandbox. Well, it's not just a giant sandbox. It's up to you how you want to play and try and let your farm survive. There's many different ways to go about farming, including obviously crops and grains, root vegetables. You can do animal husbandry, and then there's logging. So forestry work's really interesting too. You got different ways to do it, and every time I play, I like to do something a little bit differently. But one of the things that keeps the game so fresh is the amount of community support and mods that are available. Oh yes, all those lovely modifications. I've been modding since probably about day 4, and at this point, I don't know where the game ends and the mods begin. Sure, things can be a little inconsistent. The physics in Farming Sim can be kind of wonky. It's still a lot of fun. There's enough tools and workarounds that it's not too big of an issue out here. Multiplayer is actually really important for me as well. Obviously, I mentioned the community server. But the fact that we're able to connect and do some farming with friends, they can start their own farm, they can come work for you, everybody just cooperate on the same farm, really gives you a lot of flexibility of play. And that's something that Farming Simulator does very well, is give you a lot of flexibility in how you play. Between mods and in-game settings, you can make it as realistic or difficult as you like. We like to play on hard economic difficulty. We keep the weeds turned on, but turn the rocks off because nobody likes to go and do the rock picking. There's even mods made available that you can hook up the hoses manually to your trailer and have more realistic gas prices and fill times. That's a little bit further down the rabbit hole than I might get, but who knows, maybe someday. With hundreds of different farm implements available and very little instruction on what to do with them, it quickly becomes apparent that you're going to need to do a lot of problem solving, trial and error, try to figure things out. And that is a big part of the fun for me. I love the learning curve. As long as things can make sense logically and it allows me to do it, man, that is the Venn diagram of fun for me. Of course, as mentioned, because there's so many mods, quality can be inconsistent there. The trial and error part really kicks in. Some things are a little bit better than others. There's Mod Hub manual downloads that you can do in addition to the in-game Mod Hub that allows you to go through, pick and choose which kind of implements or maps or any of that you would like to play with. And let me say, the maps are such a big part of this game. You've got many options. There's a handful in the base game itself, but the fact that people are spending hundreds and thousands of hours recreating real world places they like to farm, and spending so much time and attention to detail makes this game eminently replayable. But it's not all grains and roses. Things that irk me, and if you've been in the community for a while, you know about this. The DLCs, not all of them are covered in the year passes. Yeah, the pumps and hoses, I think many people know about that. Not that big a deal. The one that keeps sticking in our craw is the Kubota DLC. We like to turn off teleporting between vehicles because we think, especially with the large maps, it's important that you have travel times. So we turn that off, and it would be really great to be able to give your buddy a ride. Unfortunately, unless everybody has that DLC, you can't actually do it because Kubota has some nice farm implements to it, but it also introduces the ability to give your buddy a ride. If you've got a two-seated vehicle, they can jump in. If you do not have that, well, then I guess you're just walking there, bud. So yeah, I really wish they would make that specifically available to everybody in the game. But overall, everything that they've added has been absolutely positive. You can tell the Giants really cares about the game and people's experience, and it shows. They are continuing to develop new product. The premium expansion was just announced, and I'm very excited to check out the new roots and vegetables that they're adding in there. Another new map, which is fantastic. But seriously, if you haven't gotten to try it, give it a shot. Jump into a stream, ask questions. This has such an amazing community. There are so many virtual farmers out there that create content on YouTube. If it wasn't for the YouTube how-to guides, I would not be anywhere close to as proficient, quote unquote, to the game as I am right now. Which, you know, there's some really good channels out there. Driver53, Farmer Cop, Disturbed Simulations, Clutch. All these guys put so much time and effort into their content, and I really cannot recommend them enough. I'll put some links in the notes down below. But there it is, guys. That's kind of my thoughts on Farming Sim 2022. I'm going to be streaming this a lot on Twitch, so feel free to stop on by. We're going to be rotating it with the normal Star Citizen content. But hope to see you there. Otherwise, I'm Captain Archer, and I'm a virtual farmer. Okay, here we go. Oh, no! Wait! Hold on! Come on! We can do it!